What is good? What is good? It is Mike from Let's Talk About It. I am here with my main man, Am from Am's Logic. Tune
What up?
in.
What up?
Dope show. So it's been a minute since I went live, but something I'm gonna try to do a little bit more regularly as events pop up in boxing. So, hopefully you guys will see more of me. But for now, it's been a few weeks. I kind of wanted the smoke to settle a bit, before we talked about, for one, Ryan Garcia and his steroid conviction, and also Devin Haney and his reconstructed jaw that he took from those constant left hooks from Ryan Garcia. So it's been a minute since all that happened. So, let's circle back on this topic. So, but first with Ryan Garcia, the Osterine sample that he had, apparently detected enough for, boxing to give a 1 year suspension. Now, this is pretty much on pace for other similar boxers who've been, found guilty of using Osterine. You had Butte, years ago, he got caught with it and he got suspended for, I believe, 9 months. And then you had Amir Khan, who they found it in him, and that wasn't really not that long ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Just some years ago. He got 2 years. So it's not like they coming after Ryan Garcia a lot harder than they would have any other boxer. There's been boxers who's been suspended more time, time than him, and less time. He kind of got right in the middle of where he probably should have been fine. It could have been worse.
Agreed.
But so he's not gonna quit boxing. I don't. He's been boxing since he was 7 years old, and not to mention the kind of loophole with boxing is you get suspended from the time that I think the accusation hit.
Right, so it's gonna be a lot less than you think.
Yeah, he's already put in. He's already put in, almost probably 9 months, 10 months.
Right.
Take some time off like he probably would have, come back and, be the YouTube star that he is. Because the fight, it doesn't, the loss goes away for Haney, right?
Right, correct.
As does the win for Garcia.
Correct.
So,
it's a no contest. Yeah.
Right. So I guess it's not really hurting him that bad, when you really think about it.
Yeah.
So I think he could rebound and come back.
I think both can rebound. I just think Devin it'll be a harder road because of what happened to him. And how it happened to it.
Yeah, no, he was the one who was from the receiving end of that left hook. So it'll be more.
Shout out to Bill Haney.
Yeah, we'll get into Bill Haney in a second. But I think it'll be more of can Haney recover from this? Because it was you love or hate Devin Haney, he's a technically sound boxer.
Right.
But it just, to me, after the first knockdown, he looked a little bit visibly shook.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how his confidence is gonna be, after this fight. He definitely should fight a Glass Joe just to get his rhythm back.
Yeah, somebody more Glass Joe than him, though.
The disrespect. Hey, this is his first knockdown. It's not as if he's been constantly knocked out.
But once the knockout button is activated, you can't turn that off.
Yeah.
It's up now. That's why cats are looking for him. They looking for him now.
Oh, and it's how he got knocked out.
Right.
And now I think
how many times? It was only 3 counted, technically, but it was several knockdowns.
Yeah. No.
Like he got battered.
He did.
Just my pride.
And see, I think the issue with Devin Haney is you can't. You can blame it on having to make weight because you're naturally a bigger fighter. But if you move up in weight, if you letting the cat, in 140 drop you with left hooks, what would happen if you went up to welterweight?
Right. Hell, what would happen if he fight Teofimo Lopez? That's what I would want to see.
Or really any aggressive
boxer,
move forward boxer. I think that Devin Haney would have problems with. To be totally honest.
What about Isaac Cruz?
He don't. Yeah, I mean, you're just trying to name people who's going to knock this dude's head off too, and which I think will probably happen. But what would have been nice if a couple years ago if he would have fought Shakur Stevenson.
Right.
Now that would have been probably a nice, good technical fight if that fight would have been able to happen at 135, but there's no way that would have happened in today's world. Devin Haney's just too big of a fighter.
Right.
Just too big of a fighter. That's, if you really want to call it what it is, that's what it is. He fights outside of his weight class. And I don't think he has the power
to go to 147.
No, I can't see him going to 147. Like I think 140 is already kind of dangerous for him.
True.
And so would you think though that Devin Haney would need a new trainer? Is it time to let Bill Haney go?
I don't know. I just think he might be like a black Paulie Malignaggi where he has skills but no power, so he has a ceiling.
Wow. Come on, man.
Paulie Malignaggi won a couple of championships. He had a quality career, but when he went against somebody that got cracks,
but see, where the low key disrespect comes from is Malignaggi had like feather hands. His hands was made of like mashed potatoes. And you're trying to deflect that to Devin Haney, and that's just wrong.
You're right. I'll be honest. You're right. It's a slick jab, but there's validity in the slick jab as well, though.
Yeah, and I give Paulie props. Paulie was a technically sound boxer. If he had power, and you could say if he had power, he would have been a lot better fighter. If Devin Haney had power, he would probably be, in the elite category.
Agreed.
Which now he's been removed from that. He was in the lobby with the possibility to get into that elite class.
Right.
But I think
the hype train was behind it. The hype train was definitely behind Devin Haney. And I see a lot of people have got off of the train. But he does need a new trainer. He needs a new trainer because there's common sense should tell you how to handle somebody just keeps throwing a left hook. You didn't adjust at all through 12 rounds. It's crazy.
I did not hear his corner man, Bill Haney, once, say anything about putting your right hand up. Anything when you throw the jab, and it was Mayweather who really pointed it out. When he throws that jab, he leaves his. Right. He's constantly leaving his.
He did it like it's like a bow and arrow.
Yeah, when he throw his left jab, he lifts his right arm, and I think any good coach or trainer would recognize that, and it's a perfect time to use, the left hook, which is your bread and butter. Like it was a recipe for disaster for Devin Haney, for that kind of reason alone, because of his right jab and Garcia's left hook, which is crazy.
Crazy, right? The opposites. But I will say this: when he's throwing that, you can barely see that left hook. It come out fast. That left hook.
Yeah, that is his bread and butter,
bro.
That's his bread and butter.
Yeah, I agree.
So who would you like to see ideally in a perfect world for Am? Who would you want to see Ryan Garcia fight?
Isaac Cruz. Both Hispanic. Be a good fight. You got an aggressive small fighter against a gifted, taller fighter, and they would both brawl. I think that'd be a great fight, and it'll put people in the seats.
Who do you think will win?
I think it's a good fight. I don't know. I want to lean Isak Cruz, but that left hook is serious.
I'm definitely saying Isak Cruz.
It should be. He should win. Let me say that.
Yeah, I think that it would be a good fight. I just think that the pressure. I don't know. You're right though. You're right.
That left
He
hook,
could get caught.
That, he get clipped.
He definitely could get caught with that. Another thing I want to talk about is the 135 division.
Okay.
Now, I feel like it's one of those weight classes where it has so much hope and potential with a lot of fighters, but a lot of fighters easily are moving over now to the 140.
140, yeah.
I mean, and at 135, you pretty much only have 3 boxers that are probably worth, being mentioned in Shakur Stevenson, Lomachenko, and Tank Davis.
Yeah.
So I feel like those 3 probably have to fight each other within the next couple of years to keep that weight class halfway interesting. And after that,
and you got Loma and Tank in November.
Oh yeah, that is supposed to happen.
They'll be announcing it in the next couple of days.
So yeah, I feel like the winner would kind of have to fight Shakur Stevenson.
But the thing is, Shakur don't put people in the seats.
No, but I think what would be left after that?
There is nothing. They'll fight, but I don't know. Shakur might not want to take the fight if the money ain't right that he thinks he should be getting, even though he's never done a pay-per-view, though he's never done anything of any substance as far as selling a fight. He will figure that he should get a good amount of money if he's fighting Tank. And I'm like, bro, what do you do?
Yeah, and I hope he doesn't come with that approach because just like you said, what do you do?
What do you do? Right.
His resume is really like, and he hasn't fought enough elite fighters to try to make that claim of wanting to be that top money.
But he did that against Devin Haney was trying to fight him, remember?
Yep, and it was probably more of a cop out.
Right.
He probably didn't want to fight a 180-pound fighter. At a 130, 135-pound fight.
Why are my punches not hurting this man? Right. He just walking through. He's the Terminator.
Yeah. Devin comes fully hydrated at 175 pounds or something crazy.
Right, at light heavyweight.
Right. So I think a lot of people didn't want to fight Devin Haney for that specific reason.
The weight bully.
Alone. Yeah. I mean, and he is a weight bully. It's what it is. He got
a little bit of his own medicine.
Oh, for sure. And that's what made that fight so interesting is because, Devin Haney always comes in overweight. And for Ryan Garcia to purposely come in overweight on top of taking steroids, it just made just for again, a recipe for mayhem. That total fight and this whole situation turned into, a nice drama situation for boxing. Right. Because after he won, Garcia was the top of the world. He was talking plenty mess.
Right. Damn near 60 Minutes.
Right. He with his little conspiracy theories and foolish talk and coke sniffing. But I think that allegedly. But I think that once he started, getting exposed and found guilty, now it's just like it's no longer looking fun for him anymore.
Right, I agree.
Now he's starting to look
that bad, to be honest.
No, and he still looks like a clout chaser.
Right.
And I think he just needs to fall back out of the public eye for a little bit, get off Twitter, and just get back to training. That's him and Devin Haney need to just get back to training and try to come back as better boxers.
Facts. I agree with that.
But I still think it's a bit unfortunate for Tank Davis at 135 to where it's starting to be slim pickings for him. Mm-hmm. There's not much left for him to fight there once he gets Lomo. You know, like you said, if he can get Shakur Stevenson for the right ticket, you know, I think that will be the next fight after Lomo. But
correct.
I think after that, and I just don't think that, you know, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that Tank Davis could move up to 140?
He can, but those dudes gonna be way bigger than him. He's just a
That's
natural.
What I mean.
Like, that's damn near his walk around weight. I think they said it was like, even the last fight he came in underweight.
Yeah, so, but this will be the catch-22, because if he stays at 135, he can stay at 135 and dominate his career.
Right.
You know, his entire career. End up like 45-0.
Right.
You know, but people would definitely criticize him for not moving up in weight. You know, it's just too bad that Inoue can't just gain some weight and move up.
But he could, but he'll get flatlined by Tank, because Tank would be the weight bully at that point.
Right? No, he can't do that. Yeah. He'd be too small. Pause.
Right, yeah, but that's even Inoue. He has a ceiling because of who he can fight. Sometimes the body type. If Tank was 5'7", 5'8", it would be different. He's 5'4".
Yeah. Like, I think he'll eventually get to 140.
The size of a real adult.
A real adult. I think he's going to eventually have to move to 140.
Yeah, agree.
You know,
I think he'll do it situationally. Yeah. Like, I think he would fight Devin Haney at 140 with weight rehydration clause.
You have to have and that's the funny thing, though, is with Frank Martin. Mm-hmm. You know, they had a 12-pound rehydration clause where he couldn't go past that. And I think that it made it difficult for him.
Right.
When it came to the weigh-in.
I think that's smart for Tank to do. He should do that to all them cats, because they'll come in there 170, 160, like, hold on, brother. I'm 140. I'm 135. You 160, 70.
Yeah. That's just wild that he gotta deal with that. But you know, he ain't gonna. I don't think he would weight drain. Like, he couldn't. I don't think he'd even be willing to fight Inoue at like 130 catch weight.
No.
You know, that'll be a lot for him to try to make weight for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just there and two. That fight will never happen, but it would be interesting.
No, it would be. It would be. So I'm gonna switch up here. Your boy Jake Paul has a fight coming up. You know, they, of course, canceled the Mike Tyson
as
fight.
They should.
Well, it's not canceled. It's supposedly supposed to be, I think, in November. I could be wrong. I think November was the date. But he's now fighting a guy.
He weak.
Mickey. He's fighting a UFC fighter.
Of course.
Now, it is a bit of he's fighting Mike Perry. That's his name. You know, UFC dude who actually he's actually Mike Perry actually has boxed one time. He's 0-1 and he got knocked out.
Well, that's why he picked him. He on the Canelo side of the game.
Don't start that nonsense. We're gonna have a peaceful conversation, bro.
I want to go ahead and kick Canelo back in.
But he is, and I don't think that, and it bothers me. Like, they had they got a list of top 10 highest paid boxers, and Jake Paul's name is on that list, and it bothers me because I don't think that he should be on that list. Like, he can't. Like, I'm positive he couldn't beat an amateur boxer.
I agree.
Who's in the amateur ranks if they came in right now, same weight class. Because if you struggle, if you struggled and lost to Tommy Fury, you know, you are subject to lose to anyone.
Correct, Tommy Fury.
Yeah, because Tommy Fury doesn't. He's not even probably a tier 3 boxer.
Right.
You know, and you got manhandled by him the entire fight, and that's what he's good for. I think he's good for fighting athletes who box.
Correct, not boxers.
Right, not athletic boxers. You know what I'm saying? You're fighting athletes who maybe occasionally box, and you'll get a good check for fighting him. You know, I get why Mike Tyson wants to fight him. You know, Mike will mess around, walking away with like 10 mil.
Right.
Easy.
You're
on
like,
a fight like
I
this.
want to fix this ulcer so I can go in there and whoop this boy.
Right. This man gonna be 58 by the time he fights.
Right. Give me the Tums. Let me go in the ring.
Right.
Give me some Tums and let me go in the ring.
Yeah, and so I don't even get his why people like to even watch him box. If I'm being totally honest.
It's just his supporters, but he got a lot of supporters.
Oh, he has his following is crazy.
Crazy, right.
It is crazy. What else was I gonna mention, sir? But even with the with Frank Martin, you know, I said in another video that I feel like he has to move up to probably 140 now. You know, I think that one of the problems with that loss that he took was that he couldn't. I thought making weight was a struggle for him, and I think he tired out a lot sooner than what he expected. Because if he would have been able to keep up the pace that he was keeping up with, you know, he would have had a chance to. Yeah, he would have had a chance to win the fight. But I think he tired out like after the fourth round. You know, he stopped running. Yeah,
then he got stalked.
He started getting stuck in the corner, and you know, once he started doing that.
But to his corner's credit, they tried to save him. They told him to stay off them ropes. I don't know how many times.
Well, but that's where I say where he was tired. He was running. He made it seem like because I saw in the interview he said he thought that he was getting too confident, and he was trying to stop on the ropes and fight. But I think he was exhausted. You know, like I said, his face looked sunken in. He just looked like he just was drained, weight drained, and I don't think he fully recovered from that. You know, but
that's fair.
Just my opinion.
But I think Frank got potential.
No,
he could give anybody a good fight. You know who I wouldn't mind to see him fight is the gatekeeper for 140. Put him in there with Rolly.
I think Rolly's done.
You think it's over for him?
Yeah, I think that. I thought he announced his retirement. But you know, every boxer says they're done.
Right.
Until them checks stop.
Well, he made a couple million though, acting a fool.
I'm saying once them checks stop, he'll be back out there.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, him, you know, or I wouldn't mind seeing Devin Haney fight.
Yeah. I want to see Devin Haney against anybody at this point. I just want to see how he look in the ring. Because that type of beating, like, he might be one shot. He needs a real soft touch. He needs to fight a Blair Cobb.
I give him credit, though, for getting back up.
Absolutely.
I will give him, you know, tons of credit for getting back up after being knocked down.
I agree.
You know, but
he's getting knocked down a lot, though.
Yeah, it was in a brutal fashion too, with the exact same punch.
His eyes rolled back, like he looked like he's about to do the Undertaker. Like
that's like, and with the same punch, he's getting hit with the exact. You know what that's like? That's like when you playing somebody in a video game and they only had that one move. But they just keep catching you with that. Right. That's exactly what that was.
Like, you ain't got no other play. I don't need one.
Right. Left L square. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Always
or
open.
Whatever.
Wide receiver always open. Right.
Yeah, no, but it was just like that. He was just constantly getting caught. You know, it was a bit embarrassing if I'm being totally honest. I thought he was gonna put up a better fight than what he put up against.
And his dad was talking extremely reckless. His dad was out there talking R.I.P. crazy, like he was Bobby the Brain Heenan from wrestling.
Yeah.
Remember?
Right. And you're right. And I am all over the place with topics, but Bill Haney is a problem. You know, and I think the problem is I feel like he's living vicariously through his son.
Not even feel like it. It's evident. He do more talking than his son.
And I've seen interviews with Bill Haney where he's gotten into it with people. Example, Adrian Broner. And then you say to Adrian Broner, you know what? I'm going to get my son to whoop you. And if I'm Devin Haney, I'm like, what are you involving me in with?
Involved in your beef?
Right. He's like, I actually like Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to fight this man.
It's going to look easy because he can't let his hands go, but I don't want to do that to AB.
Yeah,
Damn,
but he's
AB.
but Bill Haney's done that. With him, he's done it with De La Hoya's partner.
Hopkins.
Yeah, Bernard Hopkins. He's constantly getting into it with people. Floyd Mayweather, he's gotten into it with. And I feel like that he's more of a social media diva more than anything at this point.
I agree.
Like
I also think Bill Haney act like a little sister that he's talking crazy to dudes and then say, "Hey, I'm gonna get my brother to whoop on you."
Yes.
Bill Haney's the female.
Yes, I think a lot of times with him too is, I think he's getting wrapped up in the wrong things. Like he'd rather. I feel like he'd rather be on TV more than train his son more, because again, like we've been saying through this whole conversation, Devin Haney was getting caught with left hooks constantly, and that's a simple adjustment. Devin, keep your hand up, right? Keep your hand up. He's killing you with left hooks. Hear me.
Keep your hand up, brother.
It's not even left hook, right hook. It was the same left hook.
And he just kept winging it. He knew one to get through. He wasn't even throwing no other punches.
No. And that's where, and he was putting a lot of pressure. He was putting a lot of pressure on Devin Haney. Right. But that's where I still think, he had a plan and a plot to do whatever it took to beat Devin Haney. Whether it be, I'm gonna take these drugs to give me that extra strength,
right?
Or I'm just gonna purposely not make weight, so I have more stamina than him.
I'm gonna make sure it's something to hurt you, brother. He had all intents and purposes of punishing Devin. Intents and purposes.
And say what you will about Ryan Garcia, you can call it the steroids. They took the win away, but he still pretty much knocked you out with left hooks. At the end of the day, he pummeled you. He definitely pummeled you. You was definitely.
Like De La Hoya said, he's like, you can't make us forget about that beating you took.
Right.
He said that so great. Shout out to De La Hoya. He's like, the beating. He made an emphasis. That was a beating.
But he's absolutely right though. Like the beating that dude took, you're not going to be able to take that away. We've all saw it. It happened already. We experienced it. You experienced it.
Right.
There's
in 8K. Right. 8K.
There's no taking that away. There is absolutely no taking that away.
Devin, his whole dude, he got his whole grill rearranged. You know what, Devin Haney? Hey, before Devin Haney, hey, for real, for your safety, bro, you need a software update before you come back. You need a definite software update. Your operating system is at risk. You need to update, sir. You need an immediate software update.
He need to Control Alt Delete.
Right. And end task and start over.
Right. Yeah. No, he does. And that's why.
Does he not need a software update though, Mike? He needs a software update.
I think that's why he said he's taking 2 years off.
Yeah,
2 years seemed a bit too long for me, but
he's still in Windows 7. He need to be in Windows 11. Ryan Garcia knocked him into Windows 11. He was in Windows 7. He got knocked into Windows 11. You need the software driver update, sir. You need some driver updates.
And how he was punishing him, man. It was.
And he was talking to you, styling on you, like doing
broke
all
your
of
jaw.
that.
Probably broke your jaw.
What do you mean? His whole grill was slid.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, his whole grill was slid. Like he
Yeah.
had like a dope fiend jaw. Like it was just kind of just chilling there. I'm like, damn, he was trying to talk and all that. Like, bro, hey, take this brother to the back. He look crazy out here. His
Man.
gal watching this. Get him out of here.
Yeah. So last topic here. This is a little off the. So I think that Daniel Dubois
Yes. Yeah.
is supposed to be fighting Anthony Joshua. Am I correct on that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is Dubois ready?
I think so. If he's not ready now, he'll never be. He's looked good his last couple fights. I think his confidence is at an all-time high. I think it'll be a better fight than people expect, and I give Dubois a shot.
Oh, for sure. I'm a little. I think that I don't know. I think that he has a shot, but Anthony Joshua is outside of the possibility. He can always get knocked out.
All right.
But he has a lot of power, and he's pretty he has pretty nice footwork to be a big
Correct.
man.
I agree.
You know, I don't think it's going to be an easy task for Daniel Dubois at all.
But I don't think it'll be easy for Joshua either.
Yeah, but I think they're really trying to avoid Usyk and Joshua again. I think they're doing all that they can to prevent them from fighting, and I got a good feeling that they're going to have to fight again.
But there's no reason after you done lost too.
No, but what I'm saying is, in the current state of where the heavyweights are now, when you start talking about elite boxers, who do you have?
Yeah,
you have Fury, you have Usyk.
You have Fury, you have Usyk, and that's it. All the rest of them cats is mid.
And when you have you have Anthony Joshua.
Mid.
You got to put AJ up there.
Mid.
Okay, what about Jared Anderson?
Mid.
No, I think Jared Anderson is going to shock people. Now, that's the one who I think will shock people. I think he would have a better chance against Anthony Joshua than Daniel Dubois.
Mid with seeds.
Mid with seeds. Just less seeds. But yeah, I
want a heavyweight to come through and start dominating like Wilder, or give that Wilder feel with all the knockout. Oh, also Wilder, please retire. You're done, sir. Fury beat whatever was left out of your career. You're done, bro. You got knocked out by a statue. Zhang is a statue.
Yeah, it was hard. That was another one that was hard to watch.
Legends die hard.
Yeah, he definitely should give it up. You know, maybe if he really would want to, he could probably go out on his shield and fight some. You know what's even. I was gonna say he can go out on his shield and just fight some bum to get some big knockout on his way out last fight. But you know what would mess around and happen? That bum would mess around and knock him out.
You know what happened to him? He'll mess around and get sent home like Bernard Hopkins did with Joe Smith Jr.
Yeah,
off the ring.
I remember.
He didn't understand what happened and he got punched. He thought he got pushed out of the ring. Like, no, sir, that man connected with your jaw and your jaw didn't like the deposit, and then it went out. You went out the ring, sir. That's what
supposed
happened
to be his farewell fight.
Him get knocked out the ring. I low-key could see Wilder get knocked right out the ring.
I agree with you because I think that could really happen. Like, for real, I think that could really happen.
And you know what? I don't got no shame for Wilder. You know why I don't got no shame for Wilder? Get knocked out. You're getting tutelage from the person you knocked out.
But in Wilder's defense, Wilder started boxing in his 20s. To get where he's at now is almost unheard of.
No, I agree with that.
Boxing so late in the game. He didn't have enough time to adjust to become a true boxer and a true heavyweight. He honestly, he could have been a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
And dominated at that weight class. Because he
also
barely
accepted Floyd Mayweather's coaching. He also
but he's too late. That's the really, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Okay.
You know, I don't know how you teach a you know, a man 38 new fighting styles, or 36. I don't know how old he is, but he's definitely too old to be trying to change up his style, and I don't think he had the ability to even do that anyway. If I'm keeping it a buck, I don't. You know, he had no. I mean, what did you never seen him with just dancing around a ring, throwing jabs, head movement?
All he did was just sit there and pause.
No,
he did the same thing for 10 years.
He had a one hitter. Hitter, and he utilized it, and he got paid off of it. And I think that
his family is straight.
Right. I think it did everything that it was supposed to be.
And he got his skull crushed in between time and all types of other stuff. But yeah, he did well.
And that was probably expected to happen.
Right.
You know, with Wilder, I feel like he was almost destined to not be great, just because he didn't have the experience.
The fundamentals. He didn't have the fundamentals.
No, that's exactly what it is.
Wilder's problem. He never worked on the fundamentals. It was just power.
Nope. And once that got utilized,
neutralized.
Excuse me. Yeah, it was over for him. You know, so they had. I saw an article or a discussion of talking about Mike Tyson. And someone said the same thing that I've been saying for years, is that he's no, you don't scratch that. I'm going to change this up, because really another thing that they're talking about is how muscular fighters don't do well in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike Tyson got brought up, and people were disagreeing, and they talked about his record. However, when you look at Mike Tyson's losses, all his losses started happening in the late rounds, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that muscle aspect comes into effect, because you burn out. It's very few, muscular boxers that I think that survived in the game. Like, you had your exceptions of like the Haglers,
Anthony Joshua,
AJ, Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few out there, but
Holyfield.
But I think, to me, and in my opinion, I thought the two fighters that had the ideal boxing weight and frames were Diego Corrales and Winky Wright.
What about Tommy Hearns?
Tommy Hearns too. Long arms, slender, taller. Those make for perfect sizes boxers. Those super muscle dudes, you got no range in your swings.
You know what I'm thinking is like the ideal would be like Trinidad.
No, Felix was another one. And again, though, that's a long arm fighter. Slender. Those make, I think, that weight size.
Yeah, then you use your arm almost like a whip. You know what I'm saying? You almost whip it.
No, and you got that long jab to keep. I think with the long arms, you have a better chance of keeping boxers in your punching range of what you like.
I agree,
because you can jab your way into that range. And so I thought it was an interesting debate. And when they brought up Mike Tyson, Mike does have a lot of wins, but his losses are late rounds, to where he probably started to tire out, and he took that L.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up your boy Jeff Lacey.
Jeff was another one, though. But when he finally fought, was it Calzaghe?
Mm-hmm. Got styled on.
But he got outpunched, outworked. Calzaghe's another dude that was. He wasn't all super muscular.
No.
Slender type dude, long arms.
Along the Paul Williams frame.
Paul Williams is different. Oh, I couldn't stand Paul Williams. He would pity pat his way into a victory every time.
Because you couldn't let your hands go. You're like, damn, is you gonna stop? Like,
right.
What is this?
Horrible.
I can't even.
It was horrible.
He flustered he beat Margarito with the hand wraps because Margarito couldn't let his hands go. Remember?
Yeah.
Margarito, I just see Margarito. I was like, what the hell is
little mosquito?
Right. He was like a fly, just annoying. Where you like, damn, what the?
Yeah, he did that, and he
coming
was
from everywhere.
and he was
6'8",
good for it.
6'8", 140.
I couldn't.
Like
yeah. I was so happy when he finally lost. You know,
that was a nasty L though. Damn.
And he lost to one of my favorites too.
Sergio.
What was his name? Yeah, Sergio Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love Sergio. Had game. He had great head movement. You know, I was a fan. I was a fan of. Yeah,
he got knocked out a couple times too, but yeah, slick boxer.
Who do you on the 29th of June we got Teofimo fights.
Yeah, I want to see Teofimo. I'm low key. I like Teo. He been calling out Crawford. I love to see Crawford retire him.
Yeah, I just like to see Crawford get, a good
Crawford
look.
Too old.
Who said that?
Teo.
Oh, Teo said Crawford's too old? No. I mean, well, I'll say this. Crawford has 2 more years probably in the game before he needs to make an exit.
Agreed.
But I would really like to see him at least get a nice check before he goes out. I think he deserves, like that Canelo fight.
Right.
Or whatever biggest name that's out there that he can get. I think he deserves that fight.
I agree.
And I really hope that he can get that fight. But
we'll see.
We'll see. Any other topics you want to bring up?
No, I'm just happy to see that. Let's talk about it. Well, Mike was back going live. This is good for the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get back on again.
Yeah, gotta get back on the horse, bro. So
next
good to talk some boxing. Good to talk some boxing with you, brother.
Yeah, for sure. And always follow, subscribe. Until next time.
And comment.
Yes, and please comment. Yes.
Yeah, and comment.
And until next time, we are out.
All right, bro, go.
Peace.
I don't like Bill Haney.